Hey folks, this is Matt once again, coming at you with another Unpackaging, and it's so humbling when something like this has become a current common occurrence where I've been sent a lot of packages from a lot of people, and I just gotta say, the thought alone is wonderful, but just simply thank you, really thank you. This money, time, and more being spent on me, it's really humbling, and thank you very much for that. It really is humbling. And this is from, I don't want to give the address, Layne618. I hope I got those numbers right because I'm horrible at numbers. And very nice guy. And I'm wondering what this could be. Well, let's open it. See if I can do this. Let me do it that way. I'm just making sure if there's a note or anything. Oh, wow. He did tell me about this. That's right. Oh my god. It's a Fangoria magazine. I'm guessing pretty recently. Or it doesn't matter if it's recently. Yeah, it's recently because of what's on the back here. This is what's on the back, some Scream Factory movies. And this is a Fangoria magazine on John Carpenter, my all-time favorite director. Halloween. Got They Live. Call me Snake. Snake Plissken. Uh, the Thing. Wow. Let's take a look at this. Guess Fangoria did a special thing on all John Carpenter. I haven't read a Fangoria magazine, like an actual magazine. I don't even know how Fangoria is nowadays, but they have a, let's see, interview with John Carpenter through his various films. Which this will be interesting. A lot of good info. Let's see. After Ghost of Mars, I was burned out on directing. I could not do it anymore. I had fallen out of love. Can't blame the guy, to be honest. Back in the 80s, at some point, some company offered me Exorcist 3. Wow. Did not know he was offered Exorcist 3. I like this. The guy like just mentions people and Carpenter talks about it. I stay from New York. This is really cool. Interesting. Sorry, it's just me staring. Like, oh, I like this. Prince of Darkness was the first one of a deal for a couple of pictures. Metaphysical horror, love doing the score. I'm very proud of that movie, as you should, Mr. Carpenter. See, if I had a chance to meet John Carpenter, Honestly, I would ask him about. Well, first I would say that The Thing is my favorite horror film of all time, but I would ask him about probably Prince of Darkness and In the Mouth of Madness, because I enjoy those two, and I don't think many people talk about those. Oh wow, he mentions the Philadelphia Experiment and Black Moon Rising. Nice. Black Moon Rising. That script was written back around the time of Steve New York. It was "My car is stolen and I'm going to get it back" story. I've never seen the final film. Wow. Interesting. Oh, this would be interesting. The Fog, 2005. I it actually starts with, you can't see it, but the Fog 2005 actually starts with AYYYYYE. David Foster decided he wanted to do a remake of The Fog, and Rupert Wainwright directed it. They didn't listen to me. They had their own story. By that point, I didn't want to say anything. I collected the check, and it was #1 its opening weekend at the box office. At least he's honest. At least he's honest. And then at the end, it goes to, it has a little bit on Dark Star. Or cool, like each, go through each film. Solid Precinct 13. This is awesome, man. Halloween. PJ Souls. The Fog. Steve New York. Right, Steve New York. Steve New York. The fuck is this? Girls Corpses magazine? Girls and Corpses. The fuck is that? What kind of magazine is that shit? The Thing. Classic. Christine. Great. Keith Gordon. Cool. Ah. Fucking bug. Speaking of Prince of Darkness, the fucking scene with the bug. Fucking bug just tapped me. Fucking hell. I know Michael Keane feels. What the hell was it? Like a fucking bug attacked him when we talking about larva. Or whatever the fuck thing that was. Larva. It's like a cricket. But this was like, I don't know what the fuck that was. Dead now, otherwise I'd kill its ass. So, anyway. Son of a bitch. Get your shit out of me. I'm like, what the fuck? It would be like that guy in Prince of Darkness. Pray for death. Shit. Well, I was going to say Starman. God damn. Big Trouble in China. That's cool. They talk about Prince of Darkness. I like that they go through each film. This would be really interesting. They Live. Dean Cundy. Memoirs of Invisible Man. In the Mouth of Madness. Village of the Damned. They do Steve from LA. Vampires. Ghosts of Mars. The Ward. Well, yeah, The Ward. Ooh, and they do talk about John Carpenter on TV. Interesting. Zuma Beach. John Carpenter co-wrote this lightweight teen comedy. A vehicle to show Three's Company's Suzanne Summers. Wow. Someone's watching over me. Elvis. Better late than never. It's a drama comedy co-authored by John Carpenter, directed by Richard Crenna. Scrappy seniors trying to shake up their retirement home features a cast including Strother Martin, Tyne Daly. El Diablo, 1990. Carpenter has made any number of stealth westerns, but here he actually had his hand in a legitimate one, written with frequent collaborator Tom Lee Wallace. Anthony Edwards and Louis Gossett Jr. star in this entertaining cable flick, a riff on the Searchers by way of maybe Cat Ballou. I did not know that. Blood River. Carpenter goes straight older again with this entertaining saga starring Ricky Schroeder as a kid running from the baddie who killed his parents. Co-starring the Thane's Wilford Brimley. Blood River, 1991. Never heard of this stuff. Silent Predators, 1999. John Carpenter's double-decade-old script Fanes about a colony of killer rattlesnakes was resurrected for this pithy flick starring Clash of the Titans' Harry Hamlin as a fireman running afoul of the steely attackers. Standard stuff, but it does feature supporting turn by the bad C's Patty McCormick. Didn't even know Carpenter had an old script called Fanes about killer rattlesnakes. That would have been interesting for him to do. Huh. Masters of Horror. In the Mind of Madness. Oh, this is what John Carpenter has, I believe. Yeah, this is, I guess, John Carpenter's place. Oh, this is, I guess, his work on this new film, Dark Child, whatever's happening with that. Oh, wow, he's got this. He got the Plymouth Fury. I like that. That's cool. Son of Frankenstein. Well, he's actually got like folders on each film that he's done. Escape from New York, the game. Wow. Oh, cool. And it's tributes to John Carpenter. Pretty much a bunch of people talking about Carpenter. That's cool. They talked to Thomas Dekker, who was in Village of the Damned, as this kid. I think Thomas Dekker from Sarah Connor Chronicles. Made Foster, Colin Grittis, programmer at Toronto Film Festival, Buddy Giovinazzo, David Gregory, Pam Grier, Amber Heard, Tyler Main, Malcolm McDowell, Bill Moseley, John Russo, Tom Savini. I don't know why they talked to Tom Savini. He's not even a fan of Carpenter's movies. Except the effects of the thing, but it is cool if he's not a fan of Carpenter, but I remember an interview he did. I think it was with the guys at Dead Pit that he's not really a big fan of Carpenter films. At least he's not a big fan of Halloween. And I thought there was something else. I remember him. Could be wrong. This is excellent, though. I am such a huge Carpenter fan, and this is absolutely excellent. This is absolutely excellent stuff. So, if you're a Carpenter fan, I don't know when did this come out. Is it still out? Can you order it online? Or I forget. He said something about it, and my fucking mind is gone about it now. But wow, I gotta say, thank you so much for this, Layne. Thank you so much. I will give this a read absolutely 100%. I really look forward to this. Looking through each of this, just again, I'm a big fan of Carpenter, and to be honest, like if I look through all of his films, I have not seen Dark Star yet. Granted, I have not seen Dark Star yet, but if I go through his other films, this is why I love Carpenter so much, because I can look at his films, and most of these films I truly enjoy. Assault on Precinct 13. Assault on Precinct 13, excellent film. Excellent action film. I'm not the biggest fan of the remake, but the score, I love the characters of Napoleon. I love Austin Stoker, what he did with his role. The only nitpick I have is that the title doesn't make sense because it's not Precinct 13. It's like Precinct 9 Division 13. And I'm like, that's one I think you could like dub in someone saying Precinct 13. I don't know why they never done that. But I know people would be pissed. But I mean, that little thing you could fix. But anyway. I enjoy that film a lot. I mean, Halloween, it's a classic. The Fog, I really enjoy The Fog. I would like to get the Shout Factory, Scream Factory set that, what is it? Oh, this one. I would love to get that one day. Hopefully I'll get that one day. One day down the road. Steve from New York, Kurt Russell's greatest. Snake Plissken, The Thing, my favorite horror film of all time. Christine, very solid Stephen King movie. Starman, very sweet film. I actually preferred over E.T. I will admit, I like Starman more than E.T. Big Trouble in Little China is a classic, fucking underrated movie. Prince of Darkness, I think it's one of the most atmospheric movies I've ever seen, and it has one of the best scores to any movie, especially horror movie. They Live, Roddy Piper kicks ass and chews bubblegum while doing it. Memoirs of Invisible Man, I haven't seen Dark Side, but Memoirs of Invisible Man, that's the one where I'm like, yeah, I'm not really a big fan of. Didn't think it was that funny, didn't think it was that exciting, didn't know if it was supposed to be a comedy or an action film or a thriller, and I didn't think they did a good job on any of them. In the Mouth of Madness, I think that's a very underrated film. A really, truly great idea. Even if you're not a fan of Sam Neill, I think it has his best performance. Love In the Mouth of Madness. Village of the Damned, I don't mind. I think because, though, I'm a big Christopher Reeve fan. And I liked what he did in this film. It's not perfect. It's not one of my favorite Carpenter films, but I enjoyed the film. I like Christopher Reeve. Really his last role before he got paralyzed. And then, of course, his unfortunate death. But I believe it was his last film, and I liked what he did with it. I really did. And I didn't mind the film. I've seen much worse. Vampires, I really enjoy. Probably be in my top 5 vampire films. Like it'd be From Dusk Till Dawn, Fright Night, and I know Lost Boys and this film, Vampires, would be on there. Love James Woods. I wish they did a sequel, but I want to see more of James Woods kicking vampire ass. Maybe give it a little bit bigger budget so he could kick some more ass. Ghost of Mars, I've never hated. I've always enjoyed Ghost of Mars, although it really does make me mad though that Jason Statham was going to be the lead, but then they're like, no, it's got to be Ice Cube, and I don't mind Ice Cube in the film. I thought Ice Cube did fine. Ice Cube did fine, but I'm sorry, if I gotta pick between Ice Cube and Jason Statham, I'm gonna go with Jason Statham. And what's sad is Jason Statham's going to star in Dog Soldiers, my favorite werewolf film. But then it's like, well, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do a John Carpenter movie. And I can't blame him for doing a John Carpenter film. But then he didn't even get the lead. He got to be a way in the back there. And Ice Cube got the lead. And again, I don't mind Ice Cube. I really don't. But, fuck. Give it to Jason Statham. Let Jason Statham work with Carpenter again. If you have James Woods in there too, it'd be an action horror film. Why not? And then he pretty much quit directing for a while, and he did The Ward, and that's the... So far, it's like really two John Carpenter films I'm not a fan of. I didn't see Dark Star, but I'm not a fan of Memoirs of an Invisible Man, and I'm not a fan of The Ward. I thought The Ward was very lame, boring, forgettable, just nothing really. The score was fairly forgettable. The plot I didn't care for. It just wasn't my cup of tea, The Ward. I like, what, really, Carpenter? I mean, it's not as bad as George Romero's fucking Survival of the Dead or Diary of the Dead. It's not as bad as... But it's not a good movie. I'm not going to say it's a good movie. I'm not going to say it's okay as time waster. It is my least favorite Carpenter film. I do think it's his worst film. Unfortunately, it's his newest film. But he's not doing the Wes Craven shit where he's making like 5 shitty films in a row. And, you know. So for the most part, I would say 90% of the movies he's done, or 95% of the movies he's done, I've enjoyed. So I know this went on for a little long, 20 minutes, and I got tapped by a fucking bug. But either way, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you later.